Here I was trying to get a little bit more creative with my shots, so I decided to use the phone box as a frame for my subjects on the opposite side of the road. And something that I like to do in shots like this, and especially ones on rainy days, is to take the shot twice, one focusing on the subjects through the phone box, then a second using manual focus to focus on the raindrops and the texture on the glass, while also still being able to see the subjects in the background. Another thing that works really well on a rainy day is getting low to the ground to maximise the texture and the reflections from the rain on the ground. Here I was able to combine this with the leading lines of the pavement leading to the subject. Whilst taking this image, I'd spotted a couple huddling under an umbrella coming up behind me, so I quickly moved over to the left and using the same ideas with getting low on the reflections to snap this shot. So here I'd noticed this phone box and I thought I'd try and do the same thing that I was doing early on and try and capture some subjects through the windows using the raindrops as a bit of an abstract element. But at this point I was getting absolutely soaked with how much rain it was, and the camera not being weather sealed, I decided just to move on and get some shelter. By this point you can see I'd admitted defeat with the rain and I'd paid the most extortionate price for an umbrella going, but I couldn't let my camera get wet anymore. Like I say, with it not being weather sealed, I didn't want to take the chance. So here we've made it to Chinatown. There's always normally some good shots going on. Excuse the jacket here. One reason I like filming these POV videos is the ability to watch them back and see things that I might have missed on the day, and this was definitely one of those moments, and I could totally miss this couple in front of me sharing this beautiful moment, and I kind of got sidetracked on taking a picture of this phone box, all because I'd been taking some pictures of interesting phone boxes on this photo walk, so I was collecting them, but I'd completely missed this moment here. After this, I decided to move away from Chinatown to try and find somewhere a little bit quieter and hopefully dry off a little, which didn't happen. But as I was walking down, I saw this lady with a rather large black umbrella with a red handbag, and I thought it looked really interesting with the way that she was dressed. There's something really cool about the way that raindrops sit on an umbrella, and sometimes you can get the drops that are falling from the edge of the umbrella, and they kind of create a really nice shot sometimes. Sometimes on a really rainy day like this, it can be interesting to play around with reflections and create layers in your images using objects around you. And in this instance, I'd seen the police officers in the road, and I liked the way that the reflection was happening in this window with the writing across the frame. It was adding some nice layers in there, and then you've got the two police officers laying their cones out, and I thought it made for a really nice image. One of my favourite things to do on a rainy photo walk is using reflections in my shots. It definitely adds a little bit of something to them. And here I'd found this massive puddle, so I got my camera low to the ground to maximise the reflections and shooting on the same plane as the ground. I probably spent a lot longer here than I should have done, but I was really enjoying some of the shots that I was getting using this puddle. And I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when I get to a location I'm really enjoying the shots that I'm getting. I struggle to move on. Are you the same? Let me know in the comments. With how large this puddle was, I really liked the way that it was reflecting the subject and taking over that lower portion of the photo. These have to be some of my favourite photos from the day, and they're of this gentleman in this bush shelter here. And I was using the same technique I did earlier on in the video, taking a picture of the subject through the glass, and then also taking the same shots again, but focusing on the glass to get the texture of the glass with the raindrops and everything, creating a bit more of an abstract shot. So definitely some of my favourites from the day, those two. Yes, I had to come to St. Paul's for some of the iconic shots, and can you even call yourself a street photographer if you've not taken these shots? So I thought I'd grab them as a rite of passage. Here I'm trying to use the escalator. I'm still using the 56mm, which was very tight in this situation. I've got another video where I use the 18-55 Fuji lens in the same locations to create some different shots, and especially here the 18-55s was some of my favourites of St. Paul's. I've got some interesting shots here, and I know I said before the 56 was quite tight in this location, but I like to try and find ways to make the wrong focal length work in situations like this. And even though I was shooting through some of the glass there, I really like the composition with the way that the glass was swooping through, creating some motion. Here you can see I'm trying the typical street photographer shot, and it really didn't work because it was far too tight. So I quickly moved on. looking over the balcony here, there's some nice reflections in the sides of these buildings, so I thought I'd try and capture some of those. Again, the 56 was a little bit tight in this situation, so if you want to see some of the shots I got in this location and others using the 18 to 55, check out the video that's dropping next week.